Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Facebook Live is one of those things that's so hard to start on time. If I'm there, I'm waiting for people to jump on. So Sue and Sandy, I appreciate you being here right from the start. Okay. So what I was going to show you, I already had this prepared when I did last Tuesday's Facebook Live, and I was so excited. I almost showed it that night in addition to the other cards, but I decided to wait till this Tuesday. Little did I know that the Hop Around framelits would sell out so quickly. So that's not to say we still can't make this, but I made this card wanting to feature those framelits, the coordination product for the So Hoppy Together stamp set. And truly, the stamp set is wonderful all by itself. Consider the coordinating framelits a luxury item, a convenience. So I'm sorry to say they are sold out, and we will not be getting more, but you still can get the So Hoppy Together stamp set for free with a $50 order. But anyways, this is my card. I'm calling it a pop-out card. It's not a pop-up because it doesn't come from the top, but it's a pop-out card. Okay, and I use the So Hoppy Together stamp set and coordinating framelits. The Celebrate Your Day is from the Hello Cupcake set. And then I have some Happiness Blooms Designer Series paper and enamel dots that I added. So another thing, always, good to combine different product suites and to come up with new designs and colors. So my card features Calypso Coral and Night of Navy, which is quite a popular trend in colors right now. And then, of course, the frogs. Okay. And I'm sure there are some people out there who did get the frogs and are enjoying them. I will say that the frogs were cut from this. Okay. So I had these, I stamped and cut that. Okay. And then I stamped that top portion 4 more times and cut it out with the framelit that many times, and then just cut off the little bottom where the unicycle is, okay? But just a fun little card, great for a child's birthday or just something whimsical, okay? Then, when I heard the Hop Around framelits were sold out, I thought, no problem, I'll just come up with a plan B. Well, my plan B was the Hello Cupcake framelits. And then I just learned, I believe it was earlier today, that the Call Me Cupcake framelits sold out. Things like this, the coordinating products can go like hotcakes. If you ever see something and you think you have to have it, please don't wait, because these 2 products are proof that, if you want it, probably lots of other people do too. It's going to be very popular. So get it while you can. Okay. Typically the products that are limited, very limited time only. So for example, the Sale-A-Bration coordination products are for the month of March only, or while supplies last. Okay. The back of the Occasions catalog even says products are available through June 30th, or June 3rd, June 3rd, or while supplies last, okay? And same thing with Sale-A-Bration. They can't just keep bringing more and more and more and more. So if you didn't get it and you're disappointed, I'm so sorry. I'd be happy, if you're in the Columbus area, I'd be happy to let you come over to my house and use my Call Me Cupcake framelits or my Hop Around framelits. Or if you're in the Cincinnati area and want to do some stamping of those things, you can cut them out. You just have to let me know ahead of time, but I will be in Cincinnati in Liberty Township March 20th for classes. And you could stop by then and borrow them. I do like to keep things positive, so I don't want to go on and on about these 2 items being depleted before everybody who wanted them got them. But I will say, on a positive note, don't forget that there was a time, not so long ago, just a few years ago, where we didn't have all these convenient products. And we did fussy cut, and we didn't complain. We just did it. So there's no harm in making these cards and doing the fussy cutting, okay? Or today I'll show you another alternate to fussy cutting or using framelits, okay? So always, you know, let's keep a positive attitude and approach to our creating, and sometimes not having these things simply makes us think outside the box a little bit more, okay? So here is my second pop-out card that I had made, again, before I knew the Hello Cupcake framelits were so popular that they already sold out, and it's only, what, March 12th, okay? But 2 darling, darling cards with that pop-out theme, okay? So let me show you one more, and this time I featured Fabled Friends. This is from the Occasions catalog, okay? It does not have any framelits or punches to go with it, okay? So I thought this would be a good example to use today to show that I can still make this kind of card without all those extra luxury convenient products like punches and framelits, okay? So here's the front of my card, Easter greetings. Doesn't he look like Peter Rabbit, like the Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit? And so silly of me, after I colored in some grass with my Stampin' Up marker, I realized, oh, there's a little stamp for the grass. But anyway, so I'll use that. And I should have used the grass here as well. But here is the other, and it's made a little bit differently because, I should say it shows up a little bit differently because the pieces I'm using are much larger than the frogs or the cupcakes were, okay? But you still get that same idea, okay? But wouldn't a child love getting that? Okay, so cute. So let me show you how I make it. Okay, so I have most of my pieces prepared. So let's start by making our front. I'm simply going to use my adhesive to layer these pieces of Designer Series paper and cardstock. I'm using the Gingham Gala paper, which is quite popular. It is 6x6 and comes in 5 wonderful colors. Okay, so this is going to be from the front of my card. Okay, and I'll tell you what these measurements are. So I have a regular size card base, 8.5 by 5.5 inches, scored at 4 1/4 and folded on the score line. My Whisper White cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Then I had a piece of Lemon Lime Twist cardstock that measures 5 by 3 3/4. And then my Gingham Gala paper is just 1/8 smaller than that. So it is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8 inch. Okay, and I just layered those all together. I don't know what I got on there, but hopefully I'll be able to cover it up. Okay, so I should put the original right here so you can see it. I'll do it like that. Okay, so I'm using StazOn. I am going to be coloring, but I'm using StazOn because I'm using my Stampin' Up markers. Okay, StazOn and Stampin' Up markers go together. Okay. Now, if you wanted to use Stampin' Blends, I would say you want to use the Memento ink pad, okay? That didn't come out the best, but I guess it's all right. I should have stamped on my scrap paper first. And now I'm just going to give him a little bit of color. I'm using, what is this? Powder pink for the ears. Dab on the nose. Okay. I'm going in with some gray granite, and I'm just doing tiny little accents. Not much of anything. Okay, just enough to show a little more color in the bunny. Okay, you don't have to be precise or anything, just quick, give it a little more dimension and color. I am going to color in his little coat with balmy blue. Again, I'm using my Stampin' Up markers, and because they are water-based, I'm using the Stays-On ink, so nothing bleeds. Okay, I can go back in a little bit and darken some areas too by going over them. Okay, cute, huh? Okay, now I have, do you remember our metallic pearls? They come in gold and silver. These are a wee bit large for the rabbit's buttons, but I'm using them anyways, and I'm going to pick them up with my take your pick tool using the putty end. Look how easy that is. I love this take your pick tool. You've heard me say it a gazillion times probably, but it's true. Just love it. Okay, now I said instead of coloring the grass with my lemon lime twist marker, I'm going to actually stamp it here. And I'm going to go a little bit beyond him too, so it looks like he's actually in the grass, not just sitting on top of it. Okay, cute, huh? Okay, I'm going to add that to my card front with, you guessed it, dimensionals. Hi, Joyce and Sue. Hey, everybody watching. If you have not already, I would appreciate it if you would click your share button so we can have more people enjoy this creative time together. Okay, so I'm just going to center that right there. I pre-cut my ovals using the Big Shot and the Stitched Shapes framelits, okay? And now I just want to stamp a little Easter greeting. And that's exactly what it says, Easter greetings. I'm stamping in balmy blue. Okay, and I'm going to use my, let's see here. I didn't think this through real well. I'm going to use my Taylor Tag Punch to cut out a little banner end. I'm having a hard time seeing how close I am. That's the beauty of Stampin' Up! Punches, that we can see them from the back side there. I'm going to add this to my front with a Stampin' Dimensional. I'm going to put mine down just a little bit lower than the original, just because I have that little black mark there that I want to cover up. See if I can do that. Yeah, not really, because it's going to go off the card, but that's all right. Let me do this. And then what I'll do is add some of these flowers. And I have to look at the name before I can tell you. The Gingham Gallant Adhesive Sequins. Adhesive back sequins. Okay, part of the Gingham Gala suite. So what I'm going to do is just put one of these flower sequins over that little black spot that was bothering me. Okay, and one right there. Okay. Let's add a couple more to this one. Okay, how about over here? Okay, so there's my front, quick and cute. Okay, now I'm ready to make the inside, okay? So first I'm going to add a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch white cardstock. Thank you all for joining me. You know, I sit back and I think about how I wish more people were on here, but I have to say I do appreciate you that are here. I know everybody is terribly, terribly busy. And it's hard to get on. Lots of people tend to watch replay, which is great also. Okay. All right, before we actually, let's see here, let me think about this. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so I'm going to show you the strip. Now my strip is 1 inch wide by 8.5 inches long. Okay, 1 by 8.5. Okay, and I'm going to score it right in half, which is 4 1/4. Okay, I'm going to scoot this over and score it at 2 1/4. And then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to score it at 1 1/4. Now, if you have the Stampin' Trimmer like I do, you can see 1 3/4, half, 1/4. And I'm putting it on this side. Yes, I could measure it from this side. And I could do just that, and I'll show you. Okay, but when I'm measuring something small, less than an inch, I tend to go from this direction because there's just more of a grid line to hold it in place. It's got that guide to hold the cardstock in place, okay? So now on the other side, I'm gonna do, so that's what I have, 4 1/4, 2 1/4, and 1/4, okay? And I might as well do the other end right while I'm here. So there's a 1/4 there. I'm gonna flip it around and then score it 2 1/4. Okay, so basically it's like folding it in half and then taking a 1/4 off each end and then half of that. So these are actually 2 inch rectangles. You have 4 2 inch rectangles for 8 inches and 2 1/4 inch ends or tabs to come up with 8.5 inches, okay? So then I'm just going to fold everything. And depending on what you're actually putting on this pop-up strip, you might fold it this way or you might fold it this way, okay? So my cupcakes and my frogs were folded like this with the center pointing out, okay? This one is also, but you don't get quite the same effect because I've placed it differently, okay? And this covers that center fold, okay? So it'll come out a little bit differently, but it really is the same technique, okay? So I'm gonna set this aside for now and let's do some stamping. Again, I'm using the Stays On ink. I'll stamp on the back first as my practice. Yeah, okay. I don't think I inked it up enough when I did the bunny before. So there's my little ducks or ducklings. And then I want to stamp Mama Duck. They're all wearing their spring raincoats. There's going to be lots of rain in Columbus, Ohio the next few days. But hey, at least it's warming up. Joyce, I like fun fold cards too. Never get tired of those. Okay, so I'm going to do, and I'll show you, go back to what we're working on. Okay. So I'm going to do some quick coloring. I'm using pumpkin pie on the duck's bill and feet. And this is super fast. I'm actually using the big end instead of the tiny end just to be a little bit quicker. Not that I like to hurry when I'm crafting, but I don't like to waste your time. And if you're like me, you have lots more to do after Facebook Live is over. My Emily's on spring break this week, so I'm quite busy with work, but it's still nice to have her. Oh, Make Way for the Ducklings. Yes, I do remember that, Sue. What a great book. Used it with both my own children and when I was teacher before I was married and had kids. Boy, what a classic. Maybe someday I'll be a grandma and be able to read Make Way for the Ducklings and the Beatrix Potter stories to grandchildren. Okay. My little ducklings are going to be wearing their yellow rain slickers. Too cute. And again, this is using the stitched shape framelits. And this stamp set is a good way to show you how we can still make beautiful cards even if we don't have punches and framelits to cut things out. It's also a good way to show you an alternate to the other two cards I had made earlier. Okay. Oh, hi, Carol and Amelia. I'm glad more people are jumping in. Okay, so what I wanted to show you here is, notice the ducklings have plain Daffodil Delight yellow slickers. Okay, and Mama Duck is much fancier because she's wearing gingham. How did I do that? It's called paper piecing. So what I did was I stamped the duck image onto a piece of the Daffodil Delight Gingham Gala Designer Series paper. And I'm just cutting out the pieces I need. This is a fun thing to do. It's another what is that called? With the, looks like the woman's dancing. I think it's called the Beautiful You stamp set. Is that it? But that's another fun stamp set to do paper piecing with, because you can piece the dress and skirt and umbrella and all those images. That one is teeny tiny, but wouldn't look right without it. And of course the tie and the bow and the collar I just colored with my Stampin' Right marker. It's Daffodil Delight. I agree, Sue. Coloring can be very therapeutic. I think stamping in general, paper crafting in general, is pretty therapeutic for me. Okay, I'm also cutting out the matching hat. Your paper snips are good for these little pieces. I guess I could have done this on the rabbit's clothing also. Okay, now because I have two pretty small pieces, I'm going to use my fine tip glue. I should always give it a squeeze. over the wastebasket first, just in case it would be gloppy. I'd rather it be gloppy there than on my actual project. Okay, and you always want to cover this up right away. It dries very quickly. You want to get that needle into the tube, and then you can start laying your paper pieces on. That's the name of the technique, paper piecing. And how cute is that? And it really didn't take very long, did it? Okay, did not take long at all. Okay. And that's that. Now I'm going to stamp some grass here. My other ones on the first card, I think I'm going to need to add some grass. I don't like them looking like they're floating in midair. Okay. Ooh, cute. Okay. Cute if I do say so myself. Okay, now I'm also going to stamp the Happy Spring little banner there. Okay. This doesn't, I want to give this a little bit more crisp edge. Okay. And I want to banner cut this side. Where's my Happy Spring? I'm going to stamp that in Lemon Lime Twist. And then I will banner cut that. Hi, Chrissy Bell. I owe you a phone call. I have not forgotten you, lady. I have some good information for you. Not sure what time your little ones go to bed, Chrissy. So I'm happy to call you right after this Facebook Live, if that's okay. Chrissy attended, it says Christine there, Christine Bell attended a beginner stamp class in Liberty Township last week, I believe it was. Last week or 2 weeks ago. Gosh, I can't keep track. But anyways, she had never stamped before, never heard of Stampin' Up. She did great. It was so much fun teaching beginners again. I had a blast, and I'm so thrilled because she's purchased a paper pumpkin, she's purchased an all-inclusive kit, and I just love it when new people can get excited about stamping. Okay. All right, so let me show you now how to put all this together. Okay, and again, this is what we're going for, right? Okay, this is not opening all the way just because this oval is a little wider than 2 inches, wider than that end, but that's okay. You still get the same idea, okay? So I'm going to start by putting some of the Lemon Lime Twist gingham on the first and third rectangles of that 1-inch strip. Okay. Then I'm going to put a strip of adhesive on that second rectangle, and I'm going to put this oval almost to the fold. Not quite, but almost to that fold. Okay. I am not adhering it. Oops, look, I guess I should have not done that, but oh well, it works for a prototype, right? Or a sample. But notice I only want the adhesive on that second rectangle, okay? And I'm going to put Mama Duck on the fourth rectangle here. And again, not going quite to the fold. Okay, she looks so cute in her gingham slicker. Okay, this I'm going to hold on just a moment. Okay, so I want some adhesive on just this little flap, which can be tricky, but I did it. And then I also want it on this little flap as well. Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fold these, okay, and I'm going to place them inside in such a way that I know the edge of this oval is still within the inside of the card. I do not want it sticking out at all, okay? So that's how I decide where the strip is going. So that can be different. On the other cards I made, the strip was right up to the edge of that white inside. Okay, same thing here. Okay, but because these pieces are wider than the 2 inches, I need to make that adjustment. Okay, which is no big deal. It just shows you that you can do this with just about any stamps that you have in various shapes and sizes. Okay, and then I'm closing it on top of that other flap to hinge, okay? And remember, this isn't popping all the way out because this oval is wider than the 2 inches, but that is okay. Look at how cute that looks when it's standing up. Now I want to put my banner in, and I am going to, looking for my dimensionals. Here they are. I'm just going to use 1 dimensional in the bottom corner, and I could put it straight on, but I think it looks better if it's raised and at an angle, okay? And that's why I have that dimensional just in the bottom corner of the banner. Okay, so look at this. Open it up. Woo! Too cute, too cute. Okay, let's add some of these little flowers. Again, these are the Gingham Gala adhesive back sequins. Okay, I think I'll add a couple over here by Mama Duck. Okay, and maybe over here by the babies too. Okay, so there is my finished card. Ta-da! Okay, what do you think? Do you like it? Okay, is this something that you will try with the pop-ups? Okay, I think these are darling, and I'll have to find some, actually I might have to make a couple more in different colors to send to my littles. But really just lots of fun. But let me go back for the people who weren't on right at 7. Let me go back. I still want you to go back to the beginning, but so you see everything. But I'll go ahead and give you a peek at the other ones. Okay? And again, where you place your strip is kind of dependent on what you're putting on those 4 rectangles. Here's the cupcake one. Celebrate your day. Oh yeah, with lots of cupcakes. Okay, so super fun cards using the pop-up technique. Okay, I will tell you, you get some thickness to these cards. So you will want to, when you're mailing them, you might want to put them in one of the small padded envelopes, or if you're sending them in a regular envelope, you'll probably need 2 stamps on it, or at least some additional postage because of the thickness of it. Okay. Alrighty. Yes, the frogs are cute. Frogs, cupcakes, bunnies, and ducklings tonight. Any questions about that project? Okay. Ladies, we are down to what, 18, 19 days left of Sale-A-Bration. I want you to be able to get all you can from Sale-A-Bration. Remember, you can earn free products by purchasing $50 or more. You can earn free products by hosting a private class or a workshop. And I'll be talking to Christine later this evening about that. Also hosting one this Sunday here in Columbus. I'm so excited. It's my first one here since moving. Really excited about that, and trying to get my build a customer base here and get some classes going here in the Columbus area as well. And then, of course, the best deal ever is purchasing the starter kit. The starter kit now through the end of the month only. Celebration doesn't go on forever. It ends at the end of March, the last day of March. The starter kit from now till then is $175 of product of your choice, and you pay just $99 plus tax, free shipping. Okay? If you do the math, it comes out to nearly half. You're getting $175 of product, nearly half price. Okay? With the savings on the shipping and all else. So that really is a great deal. I will say a couple things about that. Of course, I would love you to stay on as a demonstrator endlessly and build a business and all that. That would be wonderful, but I'm very realistic and realize that many, probably most of the people who purchase a starter kit do not do that. You will get no pressure from me. If you have an interest, I will certainly help you all that I can to get the most of your demonstratorship and the most benefit from it. And if you simply want to just hang on and enjoy the discount for a little while, that's great too. I value everybody, whether you are a newbie or you've been around the block for a while. I value you whether you just want to purchase the starter kit for a great deal and or continue just enjoying the discount for some time, or if you want to build a business like me, or if you want to do anything in between. I have some demonstrators that host maybe just one event a month, or have just a handful of customers that help them stay in it and continue to earn their or get the discount, demonstrator discount. So whatever you want from Stampin' Up, it's here for you, and I would love for you to purchase from me or join my team or perhaps host a party or a private class. Okay? That's all I have for tonight. I hope you will join me next Tuesday, same time, same place, Stamp and Scrap with Mary Knabe, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks everybody for joining me. I appreciate you viewing, and I appreciate your business. And to all you demonstrators who are watching as well, thank you for your support. Have a great night, everybody.